What is going on, my stargazers? I know that you guys are doing good wherever this video finds you. And as always, remember, you're not going to stay there. Allow yourself to experience, and remember, it is about experiencing. And just because you feel that something should have been one way, or you're not able to get something that you really want, or what you felt that was yours, again, what is limiting you to saying that it's not going to come in an even bigger and better way? Release the expectations, because you'll see that something greater, something much more grand, in the same way that you love, will find you. And what we think that we want or that we want to do, how we see that will change when it's something that feels more true to us. So yeah, guys, I'm getting the number 626 turquoise cold ice water. And I want to say now that there's a form of you, like it's like when you jump in the water and the cold hits you all of a sudden. This is giving me more of a sense of you're allowing yourself to feel. And maybe if you didn't want to jump into that water or go into that coldness, you're stepping in it gradually. This was a step, in a sense, metaphorically, that you needed to take. But what this means for me is that you're feeling. You are now coming to acceptance of the things that you cannot change. And for this message, I want to say it does not matter where you are in your life. No matter if you feel that you should have seen progress, no matter if you feel that you were not dealt the cards that you felt that you deserved. It's coming into a form of acceptance, in a sense of, what can I do? Because I can't change that. And if it's in the past, and I'm still holding on to it, let me step into the water slowly. But let me see, why is it I can't let this go? Why am I so angry about it? And I'm getting that there's a form of you being stuck, a form of people not being able to really, like, you say you want to do things, or you have things that you want to do, and you get so overwhelmed inside your head, and it's because you have no control, you have no balance. But it's about knowing that even though you may hear this message and it may uplift you, it is a form of, it's truth, what I say. Because I am living it in my own way, and we don't always get the results that we want to see or how we want to see. But again, it comes in a different and stronger way. But you just need to keep going, because if you are here, why would you want to stay in a situation that is not making you happy, that is not making you feel all that you're capable of being? And I'm also hearing that you have freedom. And I don't mean that you have to be single. No, I mean you have freedom in the sense of, okay, so for this part, it's coming in now that this is for someone who's feeling very isolated, very alone. And it's like, for whatever reason, you just maybe don't have anyone to talk to in this moment, or it's just that you have been in a point of discovering yourself, going through things, and you may have discovered that, you know what, people do not really see me as a friend. Because again, if people are not in your life, it has to be two to tango, obviously. But with this, I'm getting more of a sense that there's no grudge here that you hold, I want to say. But it's coming through in a sense of, you now know that you're okay. Does it get hard in the moment? Do you feel like you are unable to process or go forward? Okay, so I do want to say too that, yeah, frozen, how weird. You feel frozen, and it's like, it's giving me the 8 of Swords, I want to say. I think that's it. But it's like, there's nothing in front of you that's blocking you, but you have a blindfold on. But if you remove the blindfold, you can see that there's nothing in front of you that's blocking you, because the swords are behind you. And although these swords may have cut you, they may have caused a fear, there's a reason that they're behind you, is because they can no longer affect you unless you give it power. And rather than focus all that energy towards the past or things that you cannot change, you have the freedom to go live life, to go make new friends. And again, the world that you go out into, creator, is what I'm hearing, will be the world that you create. So if you are living in a world saying, you know what, I don't have friends, I don't know who to talk to, but you're keeping yourself a secret and you're at home and you're not really conversating or you're not doing events, even if you go by yourself, that is how the best stories start. You don't have to have the answers or expectations, because an expectation, oh, I want to have a friend to go do this with. Well, then if you don't have that at that moment, you're cheating yourself out of an experience. And rather than saying yeah or no, I'm gonna still do it my way. Well, this is your way to do it, because everything that you need to know will always be within inside you. But I'm here to tell you that you need to listen to these emotions. You need to unfreeze yourself, because when you freeze yourself, what are you doing? You're saving that for later. Saving that moment or whatever happened and preserving it. So you need to unfreeze yourself, because the water should be free moving. And like emotions and an experience, that's what this world is about. Being true to yourself and knowing that you want to be treated the way that you treat others. Treat others the way you want to be treated. So for this reading, I'm getting the number 626, the blues again. That's 14 also, that's 5. So this is a change. And right now I'm hearing that you need to be the change that you seek to go forward in this dream. And I need you to find gratitude in each day. And I want you to say, you know what? I'm alive in this moment. I'm alive in the greatest time. I may not have what I need right now, but you know what? I have to create it. I'm a creator. And as long as you do things in the right way, those results will always keep you where you are and will always allow you to progress. And if you are feeling alone, you are never truly alone, but sit with that emotions, feel it. And when you feel it, you allow yourself to just understand it. But you know what? Journal it out. And I don't want to say laziness, but sometimes we say we want to do these things, that we want the change, and then we're on a diet or something, and then we end up doing it for like a month or 2 months and then go back. That is normal too, but it's also about knowing that how bad do you want it then? How much do you want to be the change that you seek? But even the emotions that you feel that are very hard and they may seem like they're too much, or some things that we can barely bear. There's a beauty to that, because that means that you truly feel. And if you think about it, that is what makes us one. If I cut you, do you not bleed? If you cut me, will I not bleed? Have I not had anger? Have I not had resentment? Have I not had bliss? Have I not been resilient? These are all things that we all have. So we are all connected. But even though we're all connected, it's like everyone is so disconnected. And when you're isolated or you feel that things are not moving for you, it's because there's something that you are seeing. You're seeing a bigger picture, and that's for you to go more into on your own. But it's like you start to really value yourself. You start to see like, wow. And I'm not saying it in an ego way, but it's just like you sit down with yourself and you don't hold resentment, but you think of things how they really went. And again, it's not saying that you have to be in a certain people's lives or allow certain people, but it's like saying, you know what? God has enough for everyone. Dios tiene para todos. You can be at your table and I can be at my table, and we're good. The purpose was fulfilled. And whether people believe in spiritual contracts or not, it's about knowing that you determine what life you're going to be. You determine what flow you're going to go with. With the color turquoise, it is one of the strongest frequency colors, I want to say. And there's a strength here, but I'm just getting a lack of motivation. And then it comes and it goes. It's a surge. And it's like, this has been a clearing for you, because I want to say for over this reading is, it has been long overdue, this moment of what you're coming into. But right now, it's like, I get that you have walked through the door, but you're still looking. Like literally the door is right here next to you, and you're just like literally like frozen looking at it, because now you can no longer go back. But it's like maybe you have a fear, or there's something that you're holding on to, as far as I wish I could have had this, or I wish this could have been different. I wish I would have done things right. Whether it came to friendships, whether it came to relationships, whether it even came to pets. who were really there for us, and we didn't give them the time or day what we could have. And I get emotional because the way they're making me see it now is to the person who's sitting in their room. And you were waiting for someone to come and tell you that you were it, that they choose you. And even when you have it, maybe not in the form that you want, but like if it's a pet who's there by your side, just because it's not the way that you want at that moment, there's a realization for you to at least see, like, I didn't pay attention to that. But what I'm getting is that there is no anger there with a pet. It's like it's still an infinite love because everything played out the way that it was. And this obviously had to happen. And thank goodness that it happened right now in this time, in the most greatest time that it is to be alive. Because you would want to get this, or you would hope that this hits you in a sense, that it's going to wake you up. To know that, why am I doing things that don't fulfill me? Why am I keeping myself hidden? And sure, people may think you're odd or weird, or even if you don't, or you just have an anxiety because you've never been out of the house. But how are you going to know if you don't try or experience? And if you are hearing this time, and if this video finds you, you have the strength, you have the purity, and you have a heart to go ahead and live your best life now. And you know what? That's not saying that you're going to go without problems, issues. But what do experiences do? They teach you to go ahead and learn how to move through these things. So let this be a wake-up call to not cheat yourself out of the life that you want to live. To speak your truth. I know that you only have to say it once, like I always say, but it's better to have one monkey than two monkeys. But again, I'm not saying not to go ahead and have your opinions. I mean, have debates, but listen to each other, listen to one another, because even if we had different opinions, it doesn't mean that we cannot walk side by side. Because at the end of the day, at the end of the night, when the sun goes down and the moon goes up, imagine. Do you not cry sometimes? Do you not laugh? Do you not get angry and say vile things sometimes? Because everyone does. And that imperfection is what makes us truly perfect, because we are only going to understand as much as we want. But I want to give you the gift of freedom, is what they're saying now, because don't allow others to tell you how to live or how to be. Don't allow others to limit you as far as this is only how it goes. These were the rules. And when you break out and you say, no, I'm going to do my own research. I respect you, I hear you, and but I'm still going to do my own thing. But when you search, you find out that, you know what? It's completely not what you expected. You find yourself as you go searching. But it has to be within yourself. So you have a freedom if you are feeling lonely. Look up support groups in your area. Look up things of community events. Maybe put yourself out in a shelter to help as a volunteer. But if you are here and you feel that you don't serve a purpose, that is very wrong. Because all of us serve a purpose. All of us are seeds that have been planted. If you are here, you obviously have blossomed through all of, I guess, like the nature or how nature goes. You have still blossomed and you have bloomed. But the newer generation needs you to speak up, needs you to show freedom. As far as being authentic, being your authentic self, you were the role models. And by you guys doing something that you love and acting out and going into your highest timeline and doing whatever it is that you do, you guys are seeds that have blossomed to the location or where you need to be, because this is why everything had to happen the way that it did. This is why nobody came for you. This is why this happened, and had you go forward when you didn't know what you were going to do, but you still had to keep being pushed and pushed, and it felt like you were being pushed off the ledge. But this is what it was all for. You could either choose to see these things and allow them to make you get bitter, get angry. Or you could allow them to say, I cannot change this. I don't have nothing to do. And you know what? I don't have a choice at the moment. But if I'm still here, I still have good moments or find moments of gratitude to still go on. To find the love of myself, to know that, you know what? I'm still going to keep going. Because if you're going to believe in something, you need to believe in the power of you. Confirmation like a commercial. Imagine. Do your own things that feel right with you, and ultimately everyone has a different experience, but you need to just go ahead and check in with yourself and know that it is okay to cry. And if you feel that you are unheard, believe me, you have a whole team behind you who hears you. And though they can't intervene, I feel like they give you signs when you need to keep going, because you're the one who is going to go ahead and experience things that your ancestors weren't able to experience, things that they wanted to experience. You were the generational curse breaker. You were the one who came to get it done. And I want to say that you are in alignment, and it may not feel like alignment because things are kind of like everywhere, or you feel like you've not made progress, or you've not seen results, or you just feel like, you know what? I'm not seeing these things of the God that should be there, or that life should be so much better, or that, you know what? No. It's about knowing that you have to change your mindset. You have to be the change that you seek. Again, how bad do you want something? Being stern, calling into the masculine energy within you, because you are both masculine and feminine, but calling into that part to be consistent, to go ahead and be the leader, to go ahead and be strict on yourself. To, if you want to start a diet, for example, you're not going to eat certain foods. You're going to be strict to go ahead and know that, you know what, I have to exercise. Or you know what, to even put down your phone, to get off the screen and go play. Go ground. So unfreeze yourself, because ultimately you're the only one who can. And release the expectations. And I'm hearing someone say, well, how do I go ahead and not feel that? No, you feel it, but you go ahead and you allow yourself to go ahead and process that feeling. But you know that you don't have to stay there. Yes, you may feel like you want to cry and all that, but you cry, but do something that you love. And by doing something that you love, that is what is going to help ground you. Go outside with nature. Take a chance to see things that you might feel that don't exist. Because if you're wanting to communicate or feel that there's something so much more, or know that there's something so much more, it's there for you. But you have to be willing to go into the silence. You have to be willing to go ahead and listen to hear. I know that if you feel that something came against you, it was not anything that was meant to hurt you or that. And I feel you don't have to awaken through things of trauma or going through tumultuous events. It just happens for you. I do say that it's always good to have that awakening, or that snapping back into it, to say like, oh, you know what, I'm here and I'm right now, like, why was I doing these things that I'm not really fulfilled? Like, I can decide what I want to do with my life. You might say it's impossible, but you know what? I'm going to start with what I have, do the job that I have to do for right now, save up, and then when I save up, put that money into something as far as what I want to do, or take time off to build what I want to do. But you have everything around you. But it's also about knowing that it's not here to say that you have to work hard or do anything. It, again, is how you perceive it, but it is about knowing that if you do something that you love rather than doing work, you will be rich in both ways, as far as finding gratitude for everything, that joy, that bliss, the things that this world cannot buy, or money cannot buy in this world. But you become rich also in the sense that you're doing something that you love, that you get to wake up and create and do something that others are going to enjoy. So I'm speaking to someone here who is well, we're all creators, but this reading is for someone who looks at the stars, a child of the cosmos, very curious. You search for knowledge. You've always wanted to learn, and you're always optimistic. Okay, so what I'm getting is, however this happened in your life that made you feel like you have to keep going, but you just feel like you're just what's the point of going on further? That you want to conform, or you just want to stop putting into that dream that you had. This is your sign to keep going. Because it is the world that you create. And don't worry about the heavy lifting. You have one job, what you do is to create and allow the universe to surprise you. The right people will find you. The right people will come to your way. But if you're finding yourself alone, it's because there's been a clearing. There's been a purge. There has been a making for new room. So remember, life is an experience. And there's always something to be grateful and gratitude for. And have gratitude for. So yeah, guys, we're going to dive into the tarot. Starting all over again. Splitting the deck on the 7 of Cups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Yeah, 7 of Cups. And then, yeah, to the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, yeah, I grabbed it like that. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune and the 7 of Cups. So this is a confirmation right away because this is showing that you have so much that you want to do, so many ideas that you want to create. But it's like you're maybe getting ahead of yourself. So right now, I'm going to say, take time to ground yourself. Get off of your phone. But as you ground yourself, connect with the earth. And then check in with yourself and say, if there's one thing I want to do, or I could do, what is that one thing that I want to do? And it doesn't matter where you are in life, it is never too late. And I'm going to say that one more time. It is never too late. And even when I have lost, it was not a loss because I still won. And what is coming for me will always find its way to me. And with this, I'm also getting, though, that, again, you're a creator. Watch your thoughts because you create the reality. And your reality is going to come in much faster because you're ascending. And your manifestations are coming in. And it may not be the way that you want or how you envisioned it. So have an open mind. But it is always going to be the way that you need. So on that one thing that you want to do, have a plan for it. Plan accordingly. But take the steps 1, 2, 3 to do it. Don't get ahead of yourself. And once something gets frustrating, take a break. Go outside again. Go ground. And I'll leave you with this. Knowledge is powerful. Even though we have AI and all this, don't let that make you feel intimidated because you feel that, oh, if I'm going to do something, AI can do it and someone else can do it much more. No, it's like the right people will always find you. Don't find reasons not to go forward, reasons to stop yourself. I want you to find a reason to go forward now. Because that's what this message is about. It's about saying, get up. You cry, but you pick yourself up. And for the ones who felt that no one ever showed up and that you felt that you had to go forward for yourself, you were meant to speak up because there are others who may be waiting for someone to save them. And it is our job to say, you know what? You need to save yourself. You need to become whole yourself. And that should go for everyone. But everyone is in different circumstances or different parts. But for those who feel lonely, for those who feel isolated, create and build it. Because this is a time where you are being called to know yourself. And then you find that when you are truly in peace with yourself and you have a balance of everything that you feel that you are, then you go ahead and you learn. But allow yourself to learn, guys. Don't allow yourselves to, again, find excuses not to do something or not to want to better yourself. Read books. Teach the old ways as far as playing tag, hide and seek. Don't give your kids a tablet or that just to keep them entertained because it's easier. Because these children, they are going to be one of the most highest frequencies, I say, the ones coming in. So let them know about playing, bonding with the earth, because that was the original sin. The original sin, if you look it up, was separating oneself from the earth. That is the definition of the original language. And for those who don't know of how we want to say things in a certain way, It is to educate yourself to know that, you know what, language or certain words can mean different things. It doesn't have to mean one certain thing. But yeah, I don't want to get you into this, guys. We're going to go ahead and dive in. So yeah. You may feel like you're in a time of judgment, but I am getting that judgment is coming in for you. Well, for you in the sense of like it's going to go in your favor. In other words, this is the turning around. But you have to keep going forward because this is the part where people, oh my God, 33, I mean the number 3, but 33 could be significant. We have the Empress. This is a time for you to ground, to heal, to balance yourself, to calm your mind, to calm your thoughts, because the Empress just thinks it and it happens. Loving yourself, nurturing yourself. She embodies everything as far as the female qualities, as far as like being a healer, as far as being the nurturer, as far as being a protector, as far as knowing your magic. This is a divine feminine. And right now, I want to say you're being called to go ahead and nurture yourself. You're going to find peace right now. But I want to say you have put in the effort in what you're doing. And you have created. But maybe you're not seeing it because you're too involved as far as the other things that you want to see, that you want to do. And you're putting that time in this. Don't do that. You just have to go ahead and enjoy life and just simply do things the way that you're doing it. But going forward, living life, doing it because you love it. I'm really getting that you need to love yourself right now. And if you feel that you were never the one picked, or you were the one who was always like the one who had to basically egg on a situation, or you feel that you're just the black sheep of the family, it is about knowing that, you know what, you used to have a love. And just because people may see you as older, that does not mean that you don't have people who love you. But you are such a gift, and I want you to know that, even if no one's told you, because for the odd one, the weird ones, you make people laugh. And I'm not saying it in a wrong way either, but I'm saying you make people laugh, you make people remember you. You have something about you that is just unique, and you're not afraid of reality. You should go ahead and express yourself, is what I want to say. We are going to finish this past message that I was doing, guys. I ran out of storage. I always struggle with storage. I'm not very good with the tech, but I will master it, like I always say. But we're going to dive right in because I don't want the video to cut off. But we started off with the Empress. So this is a time where you are basically nurturing yourself, loving yourself, and I want to say a part of yourself is healing in this moment. A part of you is allowing for whatever has left your life to basically let the rest of that purge out. But I also want to say this is a time for you to really invest that energy. What are you thinking about? What do you want to think about? What is it that you want to create? What is it that you want to birth into this world? Is how I'm going to interpret it. Because again, like I said in the reading, your manifestations are materializing. Confirmation on the commercial. So going back in, guys, we're going to go into the next card that came out. And this one fell to the side. It was the Three of Swords. And it's so funny because it's the Empress, and then it's the Three of the Swords, which looks like it's an arrow pointing to keep going. But what this represents for me, with a piercing of the heart going to the side, representing that you must keep going, is that with the Empress, you obviously had the strength to keep going. You obviously had the will, and they're saying the will with capital W. Because there's a difference on how you say it. And they're saying you had the will with a capital W to go forward. And this falling to the side symbolizes something very hard to get over. Something that is going to determine how strong you really are in life. And I'm not saying that's the case, but that's just how they're making me feel, like how you would see it. Like, this is the most toughest battle that I'm probably going through. But you know what? I must keep going, and you are going forward. And the next cup. So cups are coming in, is what I'm going to say. But the Four of Cups was the next card. And what this represents for me, someone who kept going. And as you went on with the heartache and the pain, not even knowing what is in front of you or what's the future holds, because in reality, don't worry about the future, just worry about the steps of what you want to do that you love. Yes, you could have things to plan and go forward, but don't live in the future is what I'm saying. But with the Four of Cups, you may feel that missed opportunities have passed you by. And as you're going forward, because you're the Empress, but that doesn't mean that the Empress is not without her heartache, without her pain, but she just has that strength to keep going. But for some reason, this is giving me that the Empress has forgotten that she's the Empress and that she impresses, you know what I mean? But it's giving me that you feel that you're bored, or what once motivated you is you're having a hard time again with what I said, stagnation, procrastination, finding the motivation. What this is also giving me is that you're not happy with what you have in life right now, or you're not content with where you're at. And even though you're surrounded by the goodness, even though you have this power, it's giving me that you still have a form of not being connected or inspired. So I say that you must keep going, because this turns into stagnation, procrastination, when it's not dealt with. So if you feel that you're stuck or that, sit down with yourself and ask yourself, why is it that I feel that I am not happy? Why is it that I feel that I am stuck? What is it that is truly bothering me? And once you write it down or you get that solution, it's about knowing that as long as you take the steps forward, you will see the results, but you have to put the momentum. You have to have faith in that move, that conviction. But with this and the heartache, it's giving me that, you know what? You are going forward still, because that's how I'm feeling it. You have gone forward. And even though you may feel like you're in the stagnation, I want to say that whatever you're creating, because of the Empress, it's giving me creator energy, that you're still going forward and you're creating. Maybe you had a time limit of how you would create, or you put things and you expect something to be done and you haven't had that time limit. But what I'm getting with this is nothing is lost. Nothing is wasted. This is divine timing. This is a time for you to heal, and you're gonna keep going. But don't stop doing those messages. Even if you put it out late or that, just keep going forward, but keep working on it. Find the will is what they're saying. The strength in reverse. This represents self-doubt. This is you learning to be very raw, is how I'm gonna say it. And it's like you're questioning everything. There's insecurities here. There's doubts that rise. But they're telling me that you have seen the things that you've seen that were only meant for you. And if you did share those special moments that you felt that you had with spirit, or you felt that you had that were just like, is this really happening? Those were for you. And maybe when you shared that information or told someone, it wasn't as exciting because they were not in your shoes and it wasn't really for them. It was for you to know. Maybe you know that you have a good intuition. Maybe you know it, but you're feeling overwhelmed by it. You're feeling overwhelmed because it's like whatever you dealt with here in the situation of something that is very sticky, something that is very maybe sad. I'm seeing tears. Or maybe what has come into your life and you're feeling that it's just not fair, but you still must keep going. Whatever it is. This is not something, because with the Three of Swords falling to the side, it's not something easy. But you still have the power to deal with that. Confirmation on the commercial, girl. So regardless of whatever it is, you're putting a time limit is what I want to say. But this time limit, or whatever time limit you're putting on yourself or expectation, it is leading you to be angry, to act on impulse, to be in frustration. It takes a strong person to know that they make mistakes. It takes a very strong person to know, you know what, I messed up. I said things out of context, I went out of line and I stepped out of line. If that is the case, that is okay still, because you know what, at least you have that mindset, you know what, I did mess up. That is progress within itself. But don't stay there. And when you acknowledge it, these emotions no longer have control over you. So there is more of a mastering of the mind that needs to happen here. But I want to say, if you are doubting yourself, you have no reason to doubt, because if you are resonating with this message and you are a creator and you're doing something, or you want to create a business, and it doesn't even have to mean that you want to be seen by others. It means that you have the faith to believe in a dream and make it come true. The next card is confirmation that you're gonna do it right. But finding gratitude even in this moment if it's hard, because in this moment where it seems hard, you're gonna look back in this time, at this time, and say, you know what, that's why I went through that. Or you know what, even though I went through that, I know that I don't stay there. But if you want that result of whatever that promise is that you want, there's a process. But you are in alignment with that process, so keep going. And you having to learn and master all these things of anger, anxieties, or just your insecurities. You're going to manage it to where it leads to the Four of Wands. And what the Four of Wands represents, it's celebration, joy. And with this, it's giving me a sturdy foundation. And the Four of Wands can even symbolize that this is protected and sealed by the source. This is a time where I'm saying you're going to be in your future if you just see it and you believe it and you can use different senses. Again, are you ready for what it is that you feel that you want? Like, be honest with yourself. Say, if I were to be successful at this moment, something were to happen for me, would I be ready? So I want you to go ahead and just ground your thoughts and know that nothing was missed or nothing was lost. And through every storm, every heartbreak, or every heartache, it shows you that you're alive and that you're alive in an experience. You're alive in this moment right now, guys. And that means that you can take advantage of whatever it is that you want. And to be alive in this moment out of all times and places when you could have been born. You were alive in the most greatest time. But if you feel that you are in lack, or that is the world you're going to get, I'm here to tell you, you are not in lack. Those things that you are seeing that are magical experiences are not delusional. They are real. They are happening. And in this world, this collective, miracles happen. They happen every day, and they happen when you least expect them. Closing this reading out at the bottom of the deck was the Emperor. And it's funny because I did say it was giving two parts coming whole. So I do want to say I have to do a love reading on this because that's been coming through, especially today. I kept getting number 6, but with the Emperor, this is showing me, even if you are in a single or that, this is leading to wholeness, because the Empress is the divine feminine and the Emperor, the divine masculine. If you are single and doing this and you're on your own and you feel that you're on your own, I'm going to say it in the sense of you were the one that you were searching for. You were the key. And it is you cultivating both of these energies, the feminine, to nurture yourself, to love yourself. So whether you're a man or a woman, it is knowing that you carry both energies. And it is knowing that for the Emperor is to be a leader, to do what is right even when no one is looking, to be consistent, to provide for himself. And when it comes to him being in his feminine, it means that he can cry. It is okay for him to cry. It is him nurturing himself, checking in on himself, for him to even be the healer. So yes, guys, whatever this is that you're creating or doing, I want to say this is going to be something that's going to make a really big difference. And the ones who really go through it, the ones who really struggle, and the ones who keep going, even though they had moments of being told no, going through ups and downs, at their ends meet, but still find that will to go forward. Those are the ones who leave long-lasting legacies. And I don't pick up cards when they fall on the floor. But I was told to pick this one up, and it was in the upright, and it was the Ace of Cups. And with the Ace of Cups, this is giving me that all this tumultuous, all these things that you thought that were going to break you or that, were truly leading you to having knowledge so that you could conquer more. And it's not saying that you have to go conquer out there, but it's saying that, you know, I went through this and nothing is going to deter me. I have the strength and I have the willpower to know that I am whole, that I am good. And it's not saying that it won't come in for me, but you know what? Even if it doesn't, I'm still good because, you know, I've been through this and I went through that and I did not stay there. But this is also giving me the hand of the source coming in. This is all of that faith of going forward and not expecting anything coming back to you when you least expect it. And this is for someone who is going with that pureness of that innocence of that inner child of who you are, because you still cannot be shaken. You cannot be shaken to the point where you're going to give up on your dreams. It's giving me that, you know what? This is what happens when you have faith in a dream. and you have the courage to make it come true. But it's so crazy because even the Ace of Cups, and I didn't want to say it, but I'm going to say it because I did say it already, but it's like another hole in a hole is coming together. So this can symbolize love entering your life. Basically, this is the rainbow after the storm. And with the Four of Wands coming out, and then the Emperor at the bottom of the deck, and then just seeing the card that fell on the floor because I was guided to pick it up. This is giving me like when you go to the casino and it says winner, and then there's mini winner, and then there's major. This is giving major winner energy. It's going to give a cup of overflowing abundance. You just need to believe it. Imagine it. And these emotions that you feel, allow yourself to feel them. Because if you're expecting a manual on how to do life, when life happens, you're not going to take out that manual and go through it. No, you have a natural intuition. You have a natural ability. So for whoever this reading is, tap into that ability. Build it. And know that if things are presenting themselves to you, it is for you and only you in that moment. I'll leave it at that, stargazers. I want you to say this: I am whole. I am entering my abundance era. And be proud of yourself, guys, because I want to say you're still in a time of healing, but what you are healing from was not easy. And it doesn't matter what it was or what scenario it is, because we all feel things differently. But the point is that you have overcame this and you are still going forward. You don't have to know what the future holds, guys. Plan, manifest, release the expectations, but focus on one thing, that whatever it is that you want to birth. Be consistent. Be responsible. Be wise, but don't be too hard on yourself. Know that you're going to make mistakes, but that is life and that is how you learn. But you're building discipline. You are discovering who you are, but what you're made out of. And if you have felt unseen, let me make it very clear to you that the source sees you. The one you call God sees you. Your ancestors see you. Your spiritual animals see you. I see you. Thank you so much, stargazers. Till next time.